So you can see the Amazon search keyword, you can see the search volume for each, and then whether that should be used in the bullets, title, or description. One of the biggest pain points for new sellers is creating their very first listing. That's because it's not just about writing the copy, you've also got to learn keyword research. There's quite a bit to it. So today we're going to be evaluating a service which does just this. They actually do all your keyword research for you and produce your listing. Now this is not something new to this channel, but this one has some benefits. The first is that you don't even have to have the product. You just have to have a couple of details about the product to give to them. And second, this one is pretty cost effective. The creator of this service is also not new to this channel because it is run by AMZ Scout through their SellerHook division. I'll drop a link to this right below if you want to go check it out, but let's click on order your product listing. One product listing is going to cost you about $197. In terms of these services, that is actually very cost effective. You can also get this done for 3 listings. Today we're going to be assessing this option. We of course need a listing to create, so I opened this up to our YouTube members. So you can also become a member of the channel by clicking the join button right below any video, but this is what the member sent in. So her product's still being manufactured. She doesn't even have the units yet. However, what she did and what you'll want to do is put together a draft of your listing. So just a rough outline. Of course, this service needs to know what the product is in order to find all your keywords, etc. Also, she sent in these 3 images. That's also very helpful for understanding what's in your full bundle and creating your copy. But that's it. That's what we sent to SellerHook for listing creation. A couple days later they completed it, and here is what we have. So it comes through as a PDF, the listing creation report. They also provide various explanations here, which I think is very useful, especially for new sellers to understand what they've done. Below this we can see the main keyword for the product they found, acrylic calendar for fridge. Also why they selected this keyword, because it's very relevant to the product, which I'm going to assess in a second. It has sufficient search volume. I personally like to focus more on sales, but in order to have sales, you do have to have search volume. So this is important here. And then the keyword is popular, but it's not too competitive. Below this, they also list the keywords to be used in your title, bullets, description. So you can see the Amazon search keyword, you can see the search volume for each, and then whether that should be used in the bullets, title, or description. I think this is also useful in case you want to move things around. Quite importantly, other than the main keywords, they also put a list of more niche keywords and long tails down here, and this would be quite good for back-end keywords or just inserting somewhere on the listing to gain some indexing for that keyword. Then we have the title, so they're taking those keywords and then building out your title for you, taking into consideration character counts, etc. But we'll look more into this in a moment. Then we have our bullets. Personally, I like this style, no emojis, nothing to mess with indexing. It's just clear and simple. These are going to be filled with the keywords above. Below these we have the description, and finally at the bottom here, back-end keywords. So all those keywords we didn't manage to get onto the listing, they're going to be within the string, again staying within certain byte counts, so it's going to fit on the back end of your Seller Central. Now at this point I'm going to evaluate what they've done. I'm going to do my own keyword research, and I'm also going to put together a PPC strategy for this member. Now the one recommendation I do have for AMZ Scout is to please also have those keywords in a shareable Google document. I've actually manually added all of these here so that I can reference them. Having them in a Google Doc I think will help sellers a lot. So I won't bore you with a full keyword research process. You can check out this video if you want to see that process. However, using that approach in my first keyword search, we can see how many match AMZ Scout's keywords. So a lot of these top terms are what they have found here. And you can see the same for my reverse ASIN search. So AMZ Scout has found a lot of these keywords that I'm finding. Now the benefit to the member here is I'm doing an even deeper dive. So now I'm looking at conversion rates of those keywords, etc., just really to optimize. Now this is personal preference, but I want a conversion rate over 10%, at least over 15% very good for a keyword. So some of these very good, some of these are in the middle, and then some are a bit low, these two specifically. So doing independent keyword research myself, this is my final list. And you can see these are color coded. That's because I've typed every single one of these into Amazon and checked relevance. To give you an example, if we type in acrylic calendar for fridge, skip the sponsored ones, those don't matter, but organic. Okay, that's our exact type of product. This first line, all organic, all our type of product, and so on. So we see a lot of our type of product ranking organically. That means when customers type this into Amazon, that is the type of product they buy. They buy our type of product, because that is what's organically ranking, because Amazon wants to put what's going to sell when people type that in front of customers immediately. So we know this is extremely relevant, probably going to convert very well, and therefore very important for our product. And so back on my document here, you can see that keyword is marked green. It's also bolded, so if it's specifically really relevant, I also make it bold. So let's look at a different one. Fridge whiteboard magnetic. We can see the first organic, not our type of product. On this line again, none are like our product, and that same trend continues. And so back on our document here, that's marked orange. This is not relevant. It's likely not even worth targeting, because we're not going to convert very well there. As we saw, customers there are looking for the magnetic little whiteboard version. They're not looking for our product. Even if this has a high search volume, it's going to waste a lot of PPC spend, and we can use better keywords in place of it. Looking at a different one, fridge calendar. Of course, that's a bit more broad, so let's see what happens. First, organic, not our type of product. Then on this organic line, we've got some like ours, but some are different. And a little lower down, many are not like ours. And we do see some like ours popping up again. So this is medium in terms of relevance. It means when customers type this in, just fridge calendar, they could be buying the whiteboard version or the clear version like we have, but it's not as relevant. Generally, your conversion rate here is going to be a little lower, and it's going to be a bit more difficult for you to organically rank here, because you're also competing with all those other versions. So for this one, I could make the argument for it to be yellow. I'm actually just going to leave it green, but not bold green. It's relevant, but not that relevant. Of course, those which are a bit less relevant, you're going to mark yellow. So we've got green, yellow, orange in terms of relevance. And so for the seller, in my opinion, these bold green keywords are the most important 11 keywords. These are definitely what we're going to use within PPC campaigns. We also definitely want to place them in full form, not in piecemeal, but in full form on the listing somewhere. And then these are all of the green keywords. Those are our most relevant. Yellow, our second most relevant. Orange, third most relevant. These we likely won't target at all. But this check is very important on Amazon, although it takes time, because you can see even in the orange keywords, some of these you would really think are relevant, but without doing that check, you won't know. And so to combine what SalahHook did with my analysis, here are our top keywords in my opinion. The ones with a border are those that SalahHook also found. So the majority of these they're also seeing as high potential. And you can see SalahHook by AMZ Scout's title here. They have some very good keywords here. I would also start the title with that keyword. It's a very important keyword. In fact, I think it's the #1 keyword for this product. My strategy differs slightly to theirs in terms of other parts of the title. Personally, I love using keywords in full form, even if it looks like keyword stuffing. That's just my approach. Whether it's right or wrong, that's up to you, but their approach is more for readability. So my recommendations, I would retain the front of this title. Acrylic calendar for fridge is excellent. The title does get a lot of indexing here, but I would include these 2 keywords here in full form, just in my opinion. That's what I would do. Also, remember the check we did on Amazon. We noticed whiteboard terms like this here aren't as relevant, so you could replace those with the terms put here. In terms of bullets, I think they're fantastic overall. I would add these in full form to the bullet points. So those are our next most important keywords. AMZ Scout has the majority of them, but I would just add these for safety. And in the description, I would add these 3. Lastly, on PPC strategy, we're going to focus only on green keywords, and I would run 2 manual exact match keyword targeting campaigns. Campaign 1, this is the most important campaign, and you can see it's all of our bold green keywords. We're only going to include these in that campaign. Then campaign 2, again exact match, but it's going to have the remainder of these green keywords, so all the non-bold ones. In both campaigns, I'd bid at least 10% higher than Amazon's suggested range. So if their range is $1.10 to $60, I would bid at least $1.80. And I would probably bid $1.81 because I like odd numbers, because everyone chooses the flat $1.80. I'm then going to check where those ads are showing and ensure they're showing at the top of page 1 on those keywords. If they aren't, I'm going to raise that bid to ensure placement top of page 1. That's what we need in order to drive sales so we can begin ranking the product. But also by ensuring it's at the top, we get good data. So in like 2 weeks time, we can look back knowing visibility is not a variable, and we can actually assess whether it's a good or bad keyword for this product. And because we have 2 campaigns, one which we really believe is going to perform very well are bold green keywords, and one with very relevant keywords but might not perform as well as the bold ones. Because we have campaign 1 and 2, over time you can look at campaign 2, pause any poor performers in there, and move the good performers from campaign 2 into campaign 1, and then you focus solely on campaign 1, optimizing the keywords within there. But that is SellerHook's new service, so if you need professionals to do your keyword research, create your initial listing, even if you don't have the product yet, and at a relatively low cost, I am going to link this below. A big thank you also to the YouTube member for letting me share all of this. If you do want a chance of taking part in these types of tests or other free analysis, or just collaborating with a whole bunch of sellers, you can also become a YouTube member by joining the channel today. You can click join right below. Let me know in a comment below your approach to copy on a listing. Is it indexing or readability? But I hope this was helpful, and I'll catch you in the next video.